Well, we are back in Indiana, and I'm sorry I haven't gotten a video out sooner, but we've been really busy getting this campground ready to open, which we are now officially open here at Happy Acres Campground in Angola, Indiana. Today what I want to do is, it's hard to believe, but it's been almost 1 full year that we've been living in our Alliance Avenue 32 RLS. So today what I want to do is take you through and show you all the things we need to get fixed after 1 year of living in it before our warranty runs out. And we're going to start this video right now. Welcome back, everyone. If you don't know our channel, if this is your first time here, my name is Patrick. I have been RVing since 2005 and I've been making YouTube videos since 2017. Now, a year ago in February, we sold our house, moved into our fifth wheel full time. We both retired from 25 plus year careers in education, and I now manage Happy Acres Campground right here in Angola, Indiana. And what that does, it allows me to work hard for 7 months, and in the winter months, we go south with our RV, seeking out those mild temperatures. Sadly, when we got back to Indiana, the temperatures have been anything but mild. It's been rainy, it's been cold, and thank goodness today we've got blue skies and nice sunshine. Now, what I want to do today is take you through our RV and show you all the things that need to be tweaked on it or fixed after living in this for 1 year. Now, our warranty will actually run out at the end of May, and I'm not sure how many of these items we're just going to fix on our own and how many we'll actually put in for an actual warranty claim. But if there's anything where it requires parts or anything major, we definitely want to go ahead and get it covered under warranty if we can. So let's go ahead. I'm going to start on the outside and I'll show you some of the issues on the outside, and then we'll move inside and I'll show you those issues. There's honestly nothing major here. It's lots of little things that over the course of living in it for a year, we've just had go wrong with the RV. So let's go ahead and start on the other side of the RV. The first issue that I noticed is right inside the outdoor storage compartment in our water bay. And the issue we have is with our black tank valve. It pulls really hard, and all winter I kept worrying that I was going to end up breaking it off, and that would be the worst case scenario, have that broke off and no way to close our black tank. So I had Myron take a look at this yesterday when he was out here, and he actually pulled on it and said, yep, something's not right. We're going to need to get you a new valve installed on your black tank. He said these things should push in and pull out with ease. You shouldn't have to be yanking to get them loose. And as he said, why is it whenever there's an issue with a valve, it's always on the black tank? By the way, speaking of Myron, if you need to have work done on your RV or you want to do any kind of upgrades like solar upgrades, roof repairs, you name it, I would highly recommend getting a hold of Myron from Off Map RV. He does a great job. He's affordable, and more importantly, he worked for years full-time in an RV factory, so he really understands RVs inside and out. I'm going to go ahead and link his information down below. And by the way, if you need to come to Northeast Indiana and have work done, you can actually stay right here with us at Camp Happy Acres. Myron will come out here and work on your RV on site. The next item on our list, I'm not sure whether it actually qualifies as an outside item or an inside item because it's actually the door. For several months now, we've been having issues to where the door will not go closed. You actually have to pull the latch to get it to go in, and then it will lock. So Myron took a look at this. I think he's going to make some adjustments on the door, but something's just not quite right with the door and the alignment. And this has been happening since way back in November in Texas. So we want to get that fixed. Our next item is right inside on the other side of the door. Now, I'm not talking about the door. We know about the door issue. It's this black trim that goes around the door. We noticed this winter that it was starting to gap. You can see it's such a big gap, I can stick a finger all the way in. So I think what we're going to do, according to Myron, is he's just going to take out a couple screws, trim off the bottom, and relieve some of the pressure, and we'll get that fixed. Speaking of gapping, you see our big slide out? Come over here and watch this. Okay, that's how much gapping we have going on. This was actually falling off one day, and I thought it was actually going to fall on us. I can see how I'm pulling it out. What's happened is, see how far off it is up here and all the way down. I mean, it's just come loose. So Myron told me what he's going to do is he's actually going to remove this board, and he's going to go ahead and trim off a little bit down here because, as he pointed out, we're also getting some pressure to where the linoleum is not laying flat, and you can see how much pressure there is. So, you know, it's probably just over time wood expands and contracts, so we want to get that fixed. So he said that's going to be the easiest solution. Now, they do these kind of corners like this, which are nice. The problem is with woodworking, you got to be perfect. What Alliance tried to do, and I probably pointed this out in prior videos, they put clear sealant in all the joints to try to hide them. I think what would have been better, probably wouldn't have looked as fancy, but if they just brought this straight across, it would have hid some of these issues. So anyway, we'll get that fixed. Another issue we had this winter was on the blinds, or one blind. It's really this blind, where these clip on up here, the actual roller shades clip on. This side, I don't know if this is going to show up. Let's turn a little light on. See how it's loose down there? I tried to put it back in the clip, but it just won't go in, which mostly means, or most likely means, that the clip is installed kind of not in line with the other clip and it's putting too much pressure on. So Myron says he's going to take the whole box off. He'll just uninstall it, reinstall it properly, and we'll get that taken care of. We also see things like up here, I don't know if this is showing up, just corners where we've got, again, trim starting to fall. Now, one of the issues I'd love to take care of, but I know we will not be able to get it covered under warranty, because when we bought this, our dealer told us that typically Alliance will not warranty furniture, because originally we thought there was a stain on the couch. And I said, I'll just turn it under warranty. And he just told me straight up that they had put in warranty claims before with Alliance on furniture, and they were always denied. But the issue we're having, there never was a stain. The dealership was able to get it off. But this side of the theater seat has literally just broken down. Now, remember, we're not even 12 months into ownership. We're at about 11 months. And then when you kick it out, a lot of times it's really hard to push back. So it just hasn't held up well, but I don't even think we're going to submit this because, again, of what I had been told by our dealership. I don't think it's worth my effort to try to submit a claim on it. We're probably just going to end up at some point taking this unit out and getting a couple recliners and putting in here, because, again, this is our home, so we try to make it as livable as possible. All right, next issue. Fairly minor, but back here behind the TV, this top shelf actually broke this winter. We noticed that it was sagging, so I ended up putting a board to brace under here. I don't think it'll show up. I don't have enough light. Now, maybe it will. So right back here, you can see I installed this board to reinforce, and that seems to be holding. We make sure we always try to put lighter stuff. This is just some extra bedding that we keep up there. But again, it's a broken shelf, so that one Myron's not going to work on. I think I have it good enough. And that's pretty much it out here. Again, like I said, there's nothing major that we've had issues with. Now, this GFCI, I do believe, has gone bad. We had an issue where it tripped for no reason with our Waggle PEP monitor. If you're not familiar with the Waggle PEP monitor, it's just a little device I'll show you here in a minute. You plug in and it alerts you when the power goes out. We were about an hour away from the RV. We got the alert that the power was out. So we rushed back to check on the kiddos in Texas. And guess what? All the power was on. It was just the GFCI that tripped. So I actually own another GFCI. I had bought a backup, so I'm just going to change that out myself. And that's, again, that's nobody's fault. Things like that can just go bad. All right, coming up here, we have a few issues up in the second floor, the bathroom and the bedroom. All right. Again, more cosmetic. We noticed this winter this piece of trim was peeling away, and you can probably see here that this wall is actually pulling away. Okay, the staples just didn't hold, so Myron will reattach that for us. Again, most of the stuff we're probably not even going to turn in for warranty claims because of the fact they're just cosmetic and they're simple fixes. Now, I was a little concerned because about a month ago, we had water on the floor one morning. Patty had laid her pillow down there. It was completely soaked. So Myron went up, checked all the seals on the slide out. He can't find any issues. So he's thinking, because the night that we had the issue, not only was it heavy rains, but it was windy. So it was actually forcing the water. And he was just saying water can do crazy things when you have wind. So we think that was the issue. But we're going to keep an eye on that to make sure we don't have some kind of water leak that could do damage. Right here is our Waggle PEP monitor that I was talking about. You buy the unit, and then you pay a monthly subscription, and it just will send you text or emails if the power goes out or if the temperature gets too high or too low. I moved it back here. I prefer to keep it out where the kiddos' crate is, but this particular outlet is not on a GFCI. I didn't want to get those false readings from that GFCI, so we just moved it back here. Another issue we found was right here on this little bench storage unit. I love how Alliance maximized space. They found a little cubby area and said, hey, we can give you a little more storage. Turn it into a little place you can sit and put your shoes on your feet in the morning. But look what's happening. It's just falling apart. It's pulling away. So, I can probably put it back in. But Myron said he's just going to kind of pull it apart, get it back to square one. You can even see the wood starting to fall apart. So, all right. And you can tell most of the stuff is minor cosmetics, and considering we've been living in this now for almost 12 months, it's done really well. But like most RVs, doesn't matter who you buy from, you're going to have some minor things like this. What I will say is we're a little different than other RVers in the fact that we don't travel a lot. We bought this RV at the end of May of last year, and we stayed right here on our lot at Happy Acres all the way up until the end of October. The first time we actually hitched up with it was at the end of October, we went down to Florida for a week. Then we hauled back up to Louisville, Kentucky for the Outdoor Hospitality Conference. And then we hauled to Texas. And we were in Texas from mid-November up until the beginning of March, when we then hauled over to Florida, spent a month there, and then back to Indiana. So we don't put a ton of miles on it. I know a lot of people say, well, when you're going up and down the road, it's going to have cosmetic issues. Things are going to fall apart. We just don't put a lot of miles on it. So most of this stuff has just been from setting, which makes me wonder, is setting for long periods of time hard on an RV or just as hard as hauling all the time? I don't know. But that's pretty much it. Like I said, I'm not even sure if we're going to put in warranty claims on most of this stuff because it is so minor. And the fact that we do have Myron from Off Map RV Services, who comes out here to the campground and works on RVs. And Myron always does a really good job for us. So we'll probably have him just fix most of those. The one we may put in for warranty claim is that black tank valve, because we will need to purchase a new valve, he said. So that one we may see if we can get Alliance to cover under our 1-year warranty. But overall, I think it's done pretty well. There's a few upgrades we would like to do now that we're a year into this. Originally, we had put a slide topper on the bedroom, mainly for noise. My plan long-term was to put slide toppers on the other 2 slides. I think we've come to the conclusion, after being in Texas this winter where it was really windy, the slide topper was just so noisy in the bedroom every time the wind would blow. And because now that we own a lot in Florida, we're not under any big trees where I have to worry about debris. That's the other reason I like slide toppers, keep debris off the slide outs. We don't have any big trees at our lot. They're palm trees and they're not that big. So I don't think we're going to put slide toppers on. What I would like to do is back in the bedroom, I would love when Lippert comes out with the new low profile chill cube that I keep hearing rumors about. I'd like to put a chill cube in the bedroom because the regular Furrion AC that's installed back there is a little noisy. It's the ducted one. It ducts out to the bedroom. These chill cubes that we have out here are super quiet, super energy efficient. So as soon as they come out with a low profile so we don't have more height issues, we'll probably do that. The other one that I want to do sooner rather than later, I want to switch out the toilet. This is the Thetford toilet. You may have seen our video where we replaced the toilet seat in here. Love this toilet seat. The problem with this particular toilet is, let me just show you. It flushes from back here, you see, but it never really gets the water around here. So it's like every time you use the toilet, you end up cleaning the toilet. I want to get the Dometic, which we had in our last Alliance, that actually has holes all the way around the bowl, and the water comes out all the way around. So that is definitely an upgrade. I was told by a friend that Dometic's getting ready to launch some new products with their toilets, and so we're waiting for that new model to come out, and we're going to switch that out. And again, like I mentioned earlier with the theater seats, we're probably at some point later this year going to get rid of the theater seats and get a couple recliners to put in here. And once the couch starts to deteriorate, I think we'll also be looking at getting a different sofa sleeper for in here. We don't really need the sofa sleeper. We just want a good, comfortable sofa for in here. So those are kind of the upgrades we're looking at just to make this continue to be our home on wheels. And that's really all we had wrong with it. So really, I think overall, for our first year living full-time in our Alliance Avenue 32 RLS, I would say it's done really well. It's a good floor plan. It's very livable for us, very comfortable. We really haven't had any major issues since early on when we had a slide-out issue. You probably saw that video. Myron was able to take care of that under warranty. Otherwise, though, it's been a good unit and we've been very happy with it. At this point, I know there's people out there taking bets on when we buy our next RV, but I'm telling you, don't pick any date soon because we have no plans of trading out this RV anytime soon, partly because we put so much money into setting it up the way we want with the lithium batteries, the Victron system, the DC to DC controller, and the list goes on. So the fact that it works for us, that we're comfortable in here and things are working well, that's why we're going to stay with it. All right. Thank you so much for coming along. We really do appreciate each and every one of you who have joined us on our journey that started almost 10 years ago here on YouTube. I don't think I can say enough just how much it means to us when we run into you and you tell us how our videos have somehow impacted your life in a positive way. And we just want to say with all of our heart, thank you so much for being a part of our Travels with Delaney family. And until next time, we'll see you on down the road. Bye.
Travels with Delaney. We'll see you on down the road.